Bombing, episode 119. Chilling with...
Cheers, sir. Thanks for coming.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Let's do it. Episode 119.
Those better be vodka tonics too, right?
They sure are.
Yes.
Don't you worry about
Yes. I think this is my third. I don't know.
Yeah.
Woo! You guys got coasters or are we raw dogging this table?
Raw dog on the table.
Fuck yeah. Thank God. Done with these classy whites.
Yeah.
Making me put out coasters and shit.
No, none of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 119 of Bombing Podcast. As you can tell, we are waiting on a good friend of ours, Mason. He's not late. He told us he was going to get here a little later.
That's right.
We're just starting a little early.
He's flying in from Palestine.
Yes, he is.
He's doing God's work over there.
Air traffic control rerouted him. He's a little late. He's a little late, but that's all right. We got Shawn here. Episode 119, man. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. I've been a big fan for a while now. I quite often watch this while I'm taking a shit
Nice.
or just like naked in my bed right after like eating French toast and masturbating. So it's weird to see you
really
in person.
specific.
That's pretty good.
I have though, and like I think I was naked in the shower when I was watching the one with Luke Robert. Like
That's a good one to be naked
I'm
to
just
watch.
quite often naked watching this. I don't know about you guys.
It's just a weird circumstance.
Yeah. Have you done it naked or?
We've gotten a lot of emails saying that most of the listeners do watch naked. It's weird. I don't know what's going on.
It's mostly women. All 45.
It sure is.
I mean, the podcast has got to be doing something to these people.
I don't know.
They just listen to it. They're like, I got to take off all my clothes right now.
I edit it naked too.
I look too normal right now. I gotta get in character.
Oh shit.
There you go.
Podcast mode. All right. I don't have any props. Fuck.
It's okay. You don't need props.
Do you get nervous on stage without props?
I sometimes show up to shows without the props just to test myself.
Good, that's
Because
good.
the props, I never bring them out first. They're always like if I blank like that.
Yeah.
I always like grab any of the props. I have props on like my person. I have props in my back pocket. Sometimes in my shoes. Like, because if I'm looking down, I'm like, oh shit, I need to think about something. And then I'm like, oh wait, I have Skippy socks on. You know what I mean?
That's part of the act.
Anything you can think of. So like when people are like, oh, that was crazy. I can't believe you just brought props out. That's actually you seeing me blank and I have no clue what to say. I've run out of one-liners.
Oh, so that's like a panic move. You're
It's
like,
a panic. My whole act is panic. I'm afraid 90% of the time I'm doing stand-up.
That's
Word.
hilarious.
I'm like
I
incredibly
respect that.
defensive. Yeah, because
But you also play into it, which strengthens it. It's a weird thing because you're panicked, but you're also kind of playing a panicked guy.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
No, I try to like go big with the
Yeah.
faces and like I did a lot of like theater when I was a kid. So I've always thought that like if you're not in the front row, it's gonna be hard to see the people. So I'm playing to the back row. I'm playing to where the cameras are.
Yeah.
I'm not playing to the front row. Front row is just I'm gonna pick you all apart. I'm just gonna belittle you.
Yeah.
Like that's who I roast. I never try to roast people in the back because you can't see them on the camera, and the people in the front can't see them.
How do you determine which props you're going to bring that night?
Sometimes I'll have my roommates like load up my bag.
Yeah.
Because I have like a prop bag. So I'm like, just surprise me, and I'll pull it out and try to make.
so
something.
sometimes you don't
brilliant.
even know.
No, most of the time I don't.
That's even better.
Most of the time it's
That's
like
brilliant.
10 minutes before a show, and I'm just grabbing shit in the apartment, and then I'm like, I open the bag and I have to like move stuff around to find the one I want, which is like all dead air, and and it sucks.
You ever reach for a prop? You ever see a prop in the bag and be like, I can't do that one tonight? And
Yeah.
you move it out of the way, find a different one.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
This one's too racist.
It'll be like the night of September 10th, and you're like, I can't pull out the 9/11 picture. That's just that's distasteful. I gotta wait till tomorrow to do that.
No, I actually had that one loaded up in the front. I have
Yeah.
like
Just in case.
all the important ones I put in the front pocket.
One of my favorite is your Crime Watch signs. You've got like, I don't know, eight or 10 of them.
Yeah, I got a lot of
All
crime
from an
on.
LA Fitness.
Yeah.
So you just walked up to in LA Fitnesses and just peeled them off the
No,
wall?
it wasn't LA Fitness. It was Planet Fitness.
That was it.
I have like 8 or 10 like Planet Fitness signs that I got on Facebook Marketplace.
That's right.
Very
And,
important.
He bought
I
them fair and square.
Bought them on Facebook Marketplace every time I lost 10 pounds when I would go to Planet Fitness. And I was like, this is like a marker for losing weight. And like I just wanted to see how many signs I could rack up because I bought them in the bathrooms.
Yes.
And it just,
Of course,
because there's
duh.
no cameras in the bathrooms, because you never want like a Facebook Marketplace sale on camera.
No, that's like distasteful to
Because
the seller.
to the seller.
That's what they sell in the back of gyms.
Exactly.
It's signs, definitely not illicit steroids.
Of course not. Every
That's
time you'd
also
lose 10 pounds, you'd take a sign. You've got like 10 signs. How many?
20. I have 20.
Oh my God.
You
20
lost
in total.
200 pounds?
Yeah. Or, well, close to 200, yeah, at this point. So, like, I used to be, so I was 326 at my fattest.
Oh my God.
And then I got down to, like, 160.
How long ago was that?
I started losing weight the January 1st, 2020. And I lost 100 pounds in that year. 100.5 pounds.
That's incredible.
Holy cow.
From 2020 to 2021. And then like 2021 to now, it's just been a lot of like yo-yoing back and forth between like 160 and like 190. So between that, because that's the issue, I was doing keto, right? And when you lose weight on keto, you have like 10 times more likely of a chance to gain it all back because your body's not used to being so thin.
I did keto for a couple of months. It sucked.
It's awful. It's awful. And you eat a lot of like fatty foods. So I ate a lot of like almonds and avocados, a lot of meat, a lot of eggs,
Lots of eggs.
yogurt, mayonnaise, like anything high in fat. So then like when your body gets used to processing that and then you put in McDonald's like 5 times in 1 week, like I actually gain weight faster than most people. I can gain like 5 pounds in a day and a half just from eating a bunch of food. But it's also the scales. Like the scales lie. The scales lie.
They lie. Are scales known liars?
Yeah, they are. No, a lot of people don't know that like you have to weigh yourself in the morning. You can't like drink any water beforehand. And if you ate like the night prior, it's going to throw all of that off. So
I haven't stepped on a scale since middle school, man.
you don't need to.
No,
You
I
don't
had
need
no.
to.
I could eat 10 birthday cakes in a row and I'd lose weight probably.
That's awesome.
Probably.
My metabolism is so bad. Like the BMI and the BMRs that I had were like, I think my BMI was like 30, like 37 or something, and now it's like 19.
Wow.
So what made you want to lose all the weight? What was it about like January 2020?
I had never done a New Year's resolution,
All right.
and I was like, I really feel like this is the year that I just need to suck it up. If I want to be an actor and I'm going to college for being an actor, I can't be fat. There's like Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
There's no other fat people in Hollywood. So that's when I
He's
was
not
like,
even fat anymore. Is
Yeah.
he?
no, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
He's
like,
been fat like 4 times though. He goes back and forth.
like Rebel Wilson, like all the fat people lost the weight.
Yeah.
And I fucking did it before Ozempic. I fucking hate my life.
Old
Like,
school. Old school.
Old school. I lose weight and then they come up with Ozempic. Fuck me.
No, that's okay. You did it the hard way, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And then,
You had to earn it.
but since then, it's been like a battle of like not gaining the weight back. And every time I get back to like 190, I'm like, all right, it's time to go back to the gym and eat healthy again for this month. And
Yeah.
like, there's times I lost weight in high school and shit. And then I gained it all back like double time because you find yourself
Doing a couple many drunk new joke shows, and you're like, Jesus
too many
Christ.
drunk new joke shows.
Wow.
You're like, why am I drinking so much alcohol?
Yeah, just straight whiskey and beer.
It's just Kirkland brand vodka.
Yeah, terrible.
No, but I think it's just very hard to control yourself around food, especially for me and anybody. I think sugar is the most addictive substance on the planet, and like people don't talk about it. People don't talk about like how most human beings go and they eat shit and they go to the store and they buy shit and then they're like, why am I sad? Why do I feel like shit?
Yeah.
It's because you don't work out. You're not moving around. Your body isn't supposed to be intaking like all of this high carb, high sugar food. We were supposed to like kill monsters and then cook those monsters.
Yeah, and hadn't eat it for a month.
Yeah, run through a forest and kill a bear.
Yeah, and you get to eat once a day if you were lucky. If you were lucky, you'd like kill a squirrel and then fry it. So it's like I don't think your body's supposed to intake like all of the fucking shit we put in, and that's why everyone's sad all the time. So like,
I never believed this whole like breakfast, lunch, and dinner thing. I don't eat 3 times a day. That's
I don't
ridiculous.
think you need to.
You're not supposed to.
People are like, oh, it's 3 meals a day, and it's like, yeah, the food pyramid's off too, man.
Yeah.
It's also capitalism can make you buy more food.
Yeah, and once you go down the sugar rabbit hole and you find out that like they're putting sugar in bread and like frozen vegetables have sugar and shit. Like all the stuff that you thought was like fine for you, you're like, oh no, this is just chock full of like high fructose corn syrup and sugar.
You read something online where they're like, watermelon's bad now. Every watermelon is poison. You're like, I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, Mason told me that they can't even classify bread from Subway as bread. It's cake.
Yeah,
Because there's so much sugar.
Oh my God, bro.
Look, I think that's the least of Subway's problems. It's just,
Yeah, they got to
saying.
stop hiring those pedophiles. Hire me instead.
Yes.
Shawn Zapp, the face of Subway.
I could be the face of Subway. They just don't want it. They're scared.
They are scared. They don't want the smoke, dude. They don't want the smoke.
They don't want props in their
No,
sandwiches.
you're pulling out lettuce from your bag, putting it on the sandwich, mayonnaise.
That's a good commercial. He's gonna direct it.
That's hilarious. Yeah, when we were at Flashback for the Batcave.
I'm never there.
Yeah, you should check it out.
I should go.
It's a
I
cool
should
little
go to
spot.
This flashback
I think
place.
you'd like it. I think you want to live there about every weekend.
Yeah.
I think yeah. For those 3 viewers who don't know me, I'm at Flashback like 4 times a week maybe. It is one of my favorite clubs on the planet. Dante Chang really knows how to run this thing, and Gene. Shout out Gene.
And the community of comics that
Go
Yeah.
and support this.
I like seeing all of them.
They see how important it is to like create a group. We have something that no other comic has ever had in this whole business, and I think that's so special.
Yeah,
It's friends.
a group of people like, all coming up together and like bombing. Like we all see each other bomb all the time, but then you see someone do good, and you're like, yes, that everybody, come on, let's go.
I've never bombed, but I assume
That's true. What am I talking about?
people who do, it would be awful. It would be sad.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
No, I bombed my first ever show. I did a show at Emerson College in front of like 20 people who specifically bought tickets because they hated me and they wanted to like shit on me.
Oh my God.
And I sucked. It was definitely me as well.
This is your first time on stage ever?
It was my first show, I guess. It was like a comedy special.
Yeah.
And I was on a lot of illicit drugs, and just the jokes weren't funny. It was a lot of stuff about my life, and that's why I try to do jokes that have nothing to do with me, because I feel like it's harder to write that than it is to just tell stories. And I can tell stories now, I can tell stories to people at Denny's after the show. I don't really need to get into my personal life,
Yeah.
But those people who do, it's like kudos to you. If you're trauma dumping on stage, I couldn't do all that. That's too much work.
Yeah, I don't do much trauma dumping. It's more observations and stuff. Just silly. It's long form observations, whereas you do pretty short observations.
I try.
You're like 1, 2 lines, maybe 3 lines observation about something, whereas I do like a chunk on a thing. You know what I mean?
I wish I could write longer form. It would make this whole thing easier.
I was gonna ask, does that make it hard to like fill time? If someone's like, "Hey, can you do 10 minutes?" Is that harder because that's like way more jokes per?
It's like 38
segment.
jokes.
I wouldn't know. I've never. Nobody asked me to do 10 minutes. I mostly just like 7 is probably the most I'll do. One time, the first Fourth Wall show I ever had, I ran the light by like 12 minutes.
Oh my
because,
God.
Yeah, Joe is just like, this is awesome. And he like
Okay,
notoriously
good,
does
good,
not want you to run the light. And I didn't know like you're not supposed to run the light at clubs. And I was I had a mask on. So I wasn't able to see out of it. So I didn't even see the light.
Oh my God.
And he
Well,
just
as long as Joe was cool with it.
Oh, I
good.
love Joe.
Joe's
God,
the
I
best.
love Joe
He's the
so
best.
much.
Oh, fellas, I think we have a special guest.
We have
that's just
a
arrived.
drop-in, a
Is
special
Mason here?
drop-in.
I'll be right back.
Go grab him.
Keep it going.
What do you think? You think he'd want something to drink? Probably. He's not much of a, just a water or something.
Yeah, get him like a Capri Sun. You got any Capri Suns?
Yeah, I'll find a juice box in the fridge.
All right, I'll monologue, I guess.
You think you like a Fresca?
To be or not to be? Yeah, he likes Fresca. Okay. That is the question. This is Mason's. That was fucked up. I couldn't help myself. I feel so bad for that.
For what?
It was an inside joke.
Oh, will I get it later?
Yeah. Whoever's editing. There he
Okay.
is.
Mason.
Mason Hajj.
Yes. What's up, dude?
Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Sorry you had to rush over. I apologize.
No, thanks for having me.
Of course.
So this is the infamous bombing podcast studio.
This is it. You're here.
Wow.
This is where we live. How was work?
Time to bomb.
Work was good.
Get any sales?
No.
No, what the
sales.
fuck? Come on.
Everybody went. It's like halfway through work. I don't want to talk about work too much.
Okay, we won't talk about work.
But I will
we
say-
can skip that.
I will say halfway through work today, everyone just left to go shooting. Everyone just left to go.
At the range?
Yeah, I got the range.
Did you get in? You didn't get invited?
I guess not.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I
You were
guess
like,
not.
I gotta go shooting. You were like, I gotta go bomb.
You ever been shooting?
Me?
Yeah.
I went once with Boy Scouts when I was in high school, and I really liked it. It was
Yeah.
a fun time.
Shooting?
I've been shooting with the Boy Scouts too. I shot a lot of Boy Scouts. I didn't,
Good.
no,
This
I was in the
guy.
Boy Scouts. And,
This guy.
No, my uncle used to take me shooting just at his farm. We'd
Oh,
go
yeah.
outside and shoot trees and stuff. One time
Oh,
he
yeah.
took me hunting.
Yeah.
And he was like, we like saw this like deer, right? And he was like, you got to shoot this thing.
Shotgun or what?
No, it was like a rifle, like
Nice.
a classy
shit.
time rifle that you get
Like a bolt action
you got-
kind of thing.
And he was like, shoot the deer. And I like couldn't do it. And I was looking at this deer and it like looked at me.
Oh.
And in that moment I was like,
You couldn't
I'm
do
such
it.
a nice guy.
You couldn't do it. Thank you so much.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't shoot him. I don't think I could ever go hunting.
No.
Yeah, which is lame because I think hunting is cool.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of
It
fun.
sounds like a lot of fun. I
Like
just
a fox hunt.
yeah, I just
on
love
horseback?
animals. I don't know if I could do
Yeah.
it to like a furry
Every-
thing.
Every Thanksgiving, I live in the woods, so every Thanksgiving there's like a fox hunt by my house with like horses and shit, and it seems like a lot of fun. Like just to.
I've
ride a
never
horse.
been. It seems like a fun time,
Yeah,
but
with like
I
eagles and shit.
Just
like-
imagine in Mason like grabbing a fox.
Guys, I found it.
strangling it. Like you're supposed to shoot it.
He's just
Beating the
grabbing them
shit
by,
out of it.
by the heads.
But I think what's fun about hunting is shooting the gun,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And like I don't need to kill a fucking lion and eat. I'll just go buy some food.
That's
Oh,
fucked
dude,
up.
So
you
we
don't-
would just shoot like bottles and shit.
The lion
I
killers.
did
That's
clay
fucked
pigeons. The clay pigeon shooting.
Yeah,
Like target.
clay shooting.
I would love to have like, you know, like this is the deer I killed above like my mantle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a rug with like a lion.
See, I wouldn't. I feel like if I had that, I'd just be reminded of how terrible I was that day.
Oh no, that would make me
Making that
proud.
My buddy in
I
college,
killed that fucker. You see
You
that
see
guy?
that? He's dead.
my buddy in college had exactly that.
You
That's
did?
like he didn't have any furniture, but he had this mounted deer head that he killed.
That's
In a
dope.
dorm
Get some
room?
No,
taxidermy.
it was like a living room this
I don't
size. We
get-
put it dead center, right in front of on top of the
Oh,
TV.
man.
I knew this kid who had a taxidermy fox in his room.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
If I told you who it was, it would make a lot of sense.
Do you know where Punxsutawney Phil lives?
Pennsylvania. Punxsutawney.
No, he lives in Gobbler's Knob.
Gobbler's Knob, Punxsutawney. Yeah.
That cannot be a real place.
Gobbler's Knob. Gobbler's
Gobbler's
Knob
Knob.
is like the. I think it's like the stage or whatever that it is. Like the little stump he lives in is Gobbler's Knob.
The stage.
Yeah. So
like he's playing Smash,
I've,
Super Smash
have
Bros.
you,
versus
have you ever
Brawl.
like read up on like what happens on Groundhog Day?
No.
It's kind of crazy. There's
No,
this
why
group
would I-
of people. You can look this up. It's a group of people called the Inner Circle.
That's doesn't sound good.
What is
and-
it, an anime?
It kind of is. And the mayor of the leader of the Inner Circle, it's believed that he is the only person on Earth. This is real. I'm not making this up. You could Wikipedia this. Who speaks Groundhogese.
Oh my god.
And that skill is inherited by every leader of the Inner Circle when one dies.
Oh my god.
And he speaks directly to Punxsutawney Phil to see if spring is coming early. And sometimes Punxsutawney Phil just straight up lies. Also, Punxsutawney Phil has the elixir of life and can live forever.
Oh my god.
How do you speak? What was it? Gobblers, knobbies.
No,
what is it?
groundhogese.
Groundhogese. It just sounds like Steph
go,
Hawkins.
Hey, Steph, how's it going? We love her. We love her.
We love her.
Yeah.
I never
Go to Steph's
understood.
show tomorrow. Rock bottom.
Well, this is gonna be.
No, this will be out like next week. But
fuck.
still, though, check out the show.
Go
Rock
get a
Bottom.
time machine. Go back in time.
We'll
Follow
be there.
The page. Be at the next one. I'm
That's
excited
right.
for
Next
that one.
one.
We gotta find out how did you guys meet because we don't even know this yet.
How did we meet?
So there's two. There's like Shawn and I met like there's 3 times.
3 different times.
Three different times. The first time was freshman year of college. We both went to Emerson.
Great
Great
institution.
school. Shout out to,
100%
by the
would
way,
recommend.
shout out. I was just watching the Cole Clavins episode of this podcast. He totally just shat on
Thank God.
Alma Mater, which is good. I'm glad he
This is
did.
good. Yeah. They robbed us.
And
they stole a lot of money from a lot of
did.
people.
They did. But Shawn and I met, and I think it was Evolution of Comedy.
Yeah. Evolution of Comedy
with-
1.
Yeah, with Professor McMahon and
What do they teach you in evolution
cool
of
pants.
comedy?
Blackface.
blackface.
A lot of blackface.
Okay.
No,
That's
because
a lot of what comedy was.
Minstrel Z was like the main form of comedy for like 40 years or
yeah,
something.
who was that
It
one dude?
bullshit.
Joel Osteen?
I think so.
I think so.
And they get into like Japanese theater, and then like
Kabuki theater.
Kabuki, and then Commedia dell'arte,
Yeah.
and then just like the history of comedy.
Nice.
That chick from what is it? Yellow Brick Road?
Oh,
Didn't she do like crazy blackface before?
I think she did.
I forget her name.
Yeah,
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland, yeah.
Some of
she
those songs
did?
are bangers though.
Oh no, I
Kept
fucks
down
with the
ready to
movie.
Sing this song.
What? What? I was talking about a completely different
I was
song.
talking about I was talking about minstrel songs.
Oh my god.
Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me.
It's
Anyway,
like if you only had a heart.
oh, that's from Wizard of Oz.
That's what we were talking about.
No, we're talking about
You're
blackface.
jumping Jim Crow over here.
I'm not jumping Jim Crow. So yeah, we met in that class and we hung out a few times. And on the night COVID ended, the night COVID happened, I went to a party at Sean's dorm, and we were like,
I did have a COVID party. That was crazy.
yeah, like the day of.
Yeah, it's like
And,
we're
like,
all gonna die.
We
Party.
would always like see each other in the hallways and stuff. Like we knew of each other, and I was
Yeah.
always happy to see him. I was always like, oh hey Sean, what's up, man?
I wasn't. I hated him. I was so jealous because he was so funny.
My God, was he a good actor though? And those classes really paid off. And then we were just like at this party. We're like, yeah, man, we're totally gonna hang out. Like we're best friends now. We're gonna call each other.
Yeah,
and we
dude,
never
yeah.
spoke again.
Yeah,
We never
it was
spoke
like
again.
a year and a half because
then,
through
like-
COVID you didn't talk to anyone.
Yeah, you couldn't go to anybody's.
You couldn't go to dorms.
Couldn't go to dorms.
You weren't supposed to see people outside.
No guests.
I would like sneak people in briefcases.
Yeah.
Or no,
was the
not
way
that
you
small.
were.
That is
Roller
the
boxes,
classic guy
there you go.
friendship though. It's like I've known you for 2 hours, buds for life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buds for life. Then we're like, maybe we'll live together 4 years from now.
in Los Angeles.
And I remember back in those days too, like the strat to like sneak people in is you would find a friend who had like an Emerson ID that like looked like
Yeah.
the person you were trying to sneak in. So you would just kind of hope, you know what I mean? Anyway, so the second time we met was in comedy writing for TV.
Yep.
Still at
That
Emerson.
was a great
Still at
class.
Emerson. That was
Well,
like halfway
freshman
through.
year, we hung out quite a few times.
We hung out quite a few times
With-
freshman year.
You had a lame friend group, but you were cool.
No.
And then what was it?
I like some of those
It
guys.
was,
I like some of those guys.
I don't know. I heard they were pretty lame.
they were pretty lame.
Not all of them, but some of them I would.
I tried so hard to be their friends.
You just wasn't cool.
I just wasn't cool enough.
That happens, I guess.
Yeah, because you were fat back then.
I was fat. Yeah, that was back when I was fat.
We
They were-
discussed this
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah,
It was pretty large at the time.
and then
Um,
finally
We got on the college story. That's what I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, we got on the Snapchat.
Best of college Snapchat story.
To this day, probably the biggest thing I've ever made with like the biggest outreach.
It was like 4 million or
It was
something.
like it was like a
That
it
was a
like
big
10 it was like
Snapchat
10 million
story.
views.
Oh my God.
Someone like because I was wearing this. I'll send you guys. I don't know if you guys edit.
Put in the
this or
Yeah,
picture.
whatever.
we'll plug it in.
But there was this. We have a picture of it. I was wearing like this. I was on my hoverboard. I was on like a 2016 hoverboard in the common room, and Sean was wearing these like solo cup pants, like like the jazz cup. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm. Yeah, the purple and teal.
Yeah.
And then I saw him wearing those pants, and I'm on my thing, and I'm like, dude, holy shit, I love your pants. I have like a blazer with that exact pattern on it. I live right here in this dorm. Let me go grab it. So I think I like let you use my hoverboard in the meantime.
I was just spinning in circles.
And I come back out. I'm like, dude, check it out. And like, we barely know each other. They're like, oh, we gotta like take pictures and stuff. And like, someone like videoed this whole interaction and put that video on the Snapchat story of Best of College. I don't know. Do you have that video?
It's somewhere,
It's
in
somewhere.
my Snapchat.
Well,
But
we'll
at the
look for it.
time,
Please
Best
send
of
it to us.
College was like the biggest Snapchat
Yeah,
story
like
you
Best
could
of
get on.
College. It
That's
got
hilarious.
onto Best of College on Snapchat, and it got like, God knows who was filming us too.
Yeah.
Someone was filming
The
us
deep
like
state. It was
from
probably
above.
us in the future, and we took
Yeah.
a time machine and we were like, we
because
need
someone's
this
like
on film.
someone
This
was
is
like,
pretty
"What the
hard."
hell is this school?" Like the caption was something like that. Like, "What the hell is this school?" And it's just
Yeah.
it's just Shawn on the hoverboard doing like,
Spinning in circles.
Yeah, it was probably the deep state. They're like, these guys are going to be too powerful one day. We have to have blackmail for when they run for office.
I do have a picture from that day though, so I'll send you guys that.
Please
That-
do. That's hilarious.
And then we went to the LA program at Emerson. And
For comedy, like comedy, stand-up comedy was in mind, or it was
no
more.
writing.
I didn't wanna do
TV
writing.
writing. I didn't want to do stand up. I was Sean and Chuck got me into stand up again.
Wow.
Chuck
I-
got me into stand-up.
I did stand up when I was 15. I got to college and I hated doing stand up. And then Chuck and Sean really pushed for me to do stand up again. I really wouldn't have done stand up if it wasn't for Chuck and Sean.
Shout out.
I'm sorry.
It's all your
I
fault.
wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be like a sketch writer, a TV writer. So that's what I came out for. Had some good internships.
You
And,
still can though, and do stand up,
but
right?
yeah,
This is the
absolutely.
way. There is no other way to be a TV writer, in my opinion, than you start with
Unless
stand
you
up.
have an
People
uncle.
see your stuff. Yeah, unless you're nepo baby.
Unless you have an uncle.
Unless you got money. This is it. You do stand up. Like, if anybody who wants to be a writer is like, how do I do it? You do stand up.
Yeah.
You do stand up so people can see that you can write and you think
You
on
can
your toes
perform,
and you can
too.
perform. You can talk and meet people. Like, because that's all this business is, especially writing, is it's talking to people.
Yeah.
It's shaking hands and being nice and talking to people. That people want to work with people who are good with people. And that's all a writer is. It's trying to describe people in either a half hour or an hour.
But that's funny that that's almost not what a lot of comics are. Good with people. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
It's almost the opposite.
Yeah.
It's like I can do it on stage, but off stage it's like, give me a couple interactions and I promise you'll get to like me. Just chill.
We went to this Halloween party after a show I won't name. It was a fun time, but none of the comics like that went as the group knew anybody there.
Yeah.
So within about 15 minutes, we were all just in a circle in the corner together,
It was
just talking to each other.
Yeah.
I was like, "This is comedy, right?
This is
These
comedy.
are comics."
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's a party of 200 people and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
8 comics in a circle talking to nobody.
Yeah, it's being like fucking pumpkins are weird.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like the dudes at a frat surrounding the pong table.
Yes.
Yeah. How'd you guys meet?
Well,
My mom came home one day a lot less bigger than usual.
Yeah.
And then I had to share my fucking room. So thanks for that.
yeah, I don't really remember meeting him, to be honest. But because I was little. But yeah, do you remember meeting me?
No.
Yeah, see, I was too young.
Biggest shock of the century, by the way,
Yeah.
2 months ago
You know
when
what
we
I
found out.
You know what I found out?
What?
Have you seen? I was watching old bombing podcasts. There's another 2.
There's 2 more of
There's
these?
2 more.
There's
Yeah.
2 more.
There's 2
Stop
more
making
of
them. Who's doing this?
There's 2 more Jennings.
That's wild.
They're twins,
Men?
actually.
They're both blonde, and they're both boys.
Oh my God, you guys are making an army.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
That's scary.
Yes.
One's a Marine, and the
Whoa.
other one's a professional bodybuilder. He's
Holy
big.
fuck!
God.
You guys are wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird family.
That
Very
must be a
strange.
fun Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's the best. My favorite times on planet Earth are with Hayden, Ian, and Brennan.
Yeah, we're going back for Christmas this year for like a real long time. So
that's dope.
Yeah, I'm
That's
excited
dope.
about it. Well, I think we should tell people why we had the both of you on at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's because you do this fantastic duo act
The world famous.
at the world famous Batcave act as the Joker and Batman, Gotham
What are
City's
you talking
protector,
about?
respectively. Oh,
Yeah.
There's people who I don't know. We
get
get
this shit all the
we get
time.
associated with these two
characters.
characters. They're just straight up stealing.
They're hacks.
I thought it
They
was you guys.
tag
That's
me
not
in
you
posts.
guys.
Yeah, no, we get this all the time.
We get this
man.
all the
Okay,
time.
that's my bad. Honestly,
No.
Well, those guys need to stop impersonating you because it's like it's uncanny.
If those guys were us,
If on the off chance they were,
Joker and Bat guy.
yeah, if those guys were us,
prove it.
I'm sure that show would be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
I'd go to the show. No,
that's
no,
what
I
I'm.
definitely
That's
would
what's
go
weird
to the
though.
show,
That's what's
but
weird.
I won't.
I've never seen you guys at a Batcave show.
Yeah,
I've been there. I was there last time.
Yeah,
I went.
there a
When?
few
Where were
times.
you? In the
No,
back?
I was there. I was there
always-
for like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
What?
And then I
sometimes-
left.
You know what's super weird? I actually only accepted the offer to go on that show because I thought the DMs were from you guys.
Yeah.
Really?
I thought it was.
Well, I did catch your guys' set because you guys were towards the end. I did catch
Yeah.
your set.
Yeah, I saw your set.
I've never seen one in its entirety. I did see your guys' set. That was funny. So unfortunately, we did have a bit planned that we didn't get to do for this podcast.
Yeah.
It's because I had work and everything. We were gonna dress up as you guys for this podcast.
Oh, we beat you so much. We beat him to it.
No, we were gonna do that in response.
I was looking up Boeing shirts and
Oh,
John Deere
God.
hats.
You should have just let me in on it. I'd give you one. I got 9 of them.
I heard there was like a beer that you really liked, like a certain brand of beer. I was
Oh,
gonna
Grolsch.
get-
Grolsch, yeah.
Grolsch. I was gonna get.
That's
one of those.
hilarious. That's so funny. We had such a good time impersonating you two.
That was awesome.
That was the best
That
act
was
I've
so
ever seen in
funny.
my
I hope
life.
you
That was
enjoyed it.
great.
I don't think
enjoyed
I'll
it so
ever see a
much.
better
Dude, when you
duo
guys
act.
pulled out those, when you guys pulled out the Hawaiian and your with the
leather jacket with the drunk new joke stickers littered on it.
9 of them.
I still have like 5 or 6 comedy chateau things that you hand wrote.
And then I sprinkled in a couple Nick Dervasila is gays in there.
I got one of
The
those.
Okay, good.
tanks
It's on my
mention.
wall.
The tanks mention was crazy.
Tanks
The
is
tanks
hilarious.
was hilarious.
You guys want to play tanks?
That was
I
the
love
funniest.
tanks,
He
man.
invented that. He invented that.
I love tanks.
Anybody
man.
want to play tanks?
I love tanks. I have like 40 tanks games going right now.
It's a lot-
40?
It's a lot of
Yeah,
tanks.
no, he does. He'll go through and just show
Whenever
you.
whenever I get somebody's like number, first thing goes, "Hey, this is Mason. Tanks."
And people think he's trying to fuck. He's not.
Okay,
He
here's
just
the thing.
likes tanks.
Let me clarify.
what?
Please explain that to me because
Clarify the lore.
So let me clarify the thing about tanks. So somebody asked me one time, like, "Hey, like, you know, like, for some reason, I was asked about like, hey, what do I say to this girl?" And I go, "Just send her tanks." And he was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Look, everyone knows you get a girl's number, you send her a game pigeon, right? You send her a game pigeon. That's what you got to do.
It's a nice little icebreaker.
A nice little icebreaker.
If she plays along, you're in. If she
You're
doesn't,
in.
whatever.
If she doesn't, whatever. No, but she's gonna. But like, here's the thing. You know, it's a fun. You have a conversation. You could talk about the game or whatever. But everybody always sends pool or cup pong, right? Nobody sends tanks.
That's true.
Nobody does tanks. So she's gonna get the tanks. She's gonna be like,
She?
"What the fuck is this?"
You never sent tanks to a dude?
No, I sent tanks to do.
What are you, homophobic?
This is where I'm getting with this. I also just really like the game.
It's a good game. Look, it's a good game.
So that's the misconception about tanks is that everybody I said tanks to is not somebody I'm trying to, you know, get with. Yeah. So because that got around, and then I got to a bunch of shit.
What?
Because everybody,
thought Mason was trying to fuck.
and I'm like, no, I'm just playing tanks, dude.
Well, wait, hold on. So you just genuinely love tanks.
I just love the game,
and
man.
you got mixed up in the
got mixed
the
up in
social
the-
wooing culture.
in the social wooing.
That's
of it.
valid.
Oh, okay.
That's valid. It's a fun game.
I thought that's something you invented. No, you just love playing tanks.
I just love playing tanks, man. I just love
That's
the
valid.
game.
All right.
Now Mason got all these bitches on his dick that think he wants to ride.
That's on God.
That is on God. That is on his mama.
That's on my mama.
But he just likes playing tanks.
Right.
But it was so fun preparing to be you. Because my hair isn't as long. I looked up wigs. I almost bought a wig. I almost bought a big ass wig. But we walked around the house with my backpack, and I just threw like just the weirdest shit in there.
You can tell there's trinkets around this apartment.
Yeah,
And
there's
we just-
potential for
I like
funniness.
this.
Yeah.
You guys can't see it, but there's a Rodney Dangerfield cutout here.
Yeah.
Complete with the tie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No respect. No respect.
No respect.
Could have brought that. But yeah, brought a little horn.
A lot of Tennessee.
It's all Tennessee. Yeah.
Yeah. All Tennessee.
Thanks for recognizing that what that flag is. It's Tennessee state flag. Everyone
Yeah.
sees it and they're like,
I thought it was China.
How many black people have you lynched today?
Yeah, no, I know it's. Do I know how I do it was Tennessee flag?
How's that?
Because there's a Tennessee rock with the flag right there, and it says home.
Yep, that's our home.
That
You
was
should
a
hunt for
gift.
treasure, man.
We should hunt for
We
treasure.
should. Imagine if that
One piece.
came up.
It's a big ass Zippo right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell
Does
yeah.
that work? Is
That was one of my.
That was one of the
it was.
props.
Props.
That was so
One of the
funny.
props, yeah.
It does work if you fill it up, but it takes like 3 fucking
Yeah.
things of
I don't want to
gasoline.
burn your records here.
My thing was I have that same Lego set right there, the X-wing.
The X-wing. Yes.
I haven't built it yet. I'm waiting. I'm waiting
Don't.
till.
Don't, because Lego sets appreciate in value.
Yeah, they're better than gold.
They're
I'll
better
tell you
than
that.
gold.
Yeah, and also it's like that's what it looks like.
I'm not.
You don't gotta, why you gotta build it?
If anyone from work is watching this, please turn this off. Lego sets are the best investment you can make.
No one from
statistically.
work is watching this.
Oh, I'm sure someone will. I'm sure someone will search my name and find this. But the Lego sets, and this is like proven. You can look this up. Lego sets appreciate in value more like what's the word I'm looking for? More like
consistently.
consistently, exactly. More consistently than like any stock, any asset. It's like better than real estate. If
They
you
just keep going up. They
just
never
keep
go back
like
down.
100% of the time, because Lego sets are always limited run. They're always highly sought after and highly collectible. So like it's literally like 100%. Like they never go down.
Oh my god.
So if I just go out and buy like a Lego Death Star in about a decade, you're saying I could buy a house?
100%.
A Los Angeles
Well,
house?
Maybe not a house, but if you bought like 100 of them, then yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't even afford one Lego
because-
Death Star. They're like $900.
If there's one thing that it won't do is go down.
Okay.
You know, worst thing.
I don't understand Musk. Like he just needs to buy a bunch of Lego sets and he'll be fine.
Yeah,
He'll be fine 5
Elon
years
Musk?
from now.
I think he's fine right now.
I think he's doing all right. I think he's doing.
I think he's fine.
I don't think he needs.
If he wants more rockets,
Also, I'm sure he has a bunch of Legos.
he seems like the kind of guy.
I'm sure he's got a ton.
I want to build a Lego set with him.
I want to talk about y'all's roast battle.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
It was for me.
That was fun for me too. It was a great time.
It was fun for the audience also.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a fucking spectacle, man.
That was crazy. That was great. He
Also,
cheated,
ballsy
by the way.
move coming out rapid fire, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
knew
And
you'd
I'll
do that,
admit,
too.
you cheated.
Oh no, I
cheated.
cheated. I knew damn well going in I was cheating.
And it worked.
I
though.
told Nick, I was like, Nick, who I run a lot of my jokes by, I'm like, I really don't think I should do this, but here's like 40 roasts I've written. I just want to rip them all. And he goes, don't do that. That's the worst thing you could do.
So Nick did give you advice.
Yeah.
Nick refused to give me any advice.
That's so you to do that, to break the rules, rapid fire jokes, but also that could have gone so bad.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, and that's
like they could have been
Yeah.
like, stop, stop. It's 3,
Yeah.
and sunk you. But
I
the
thought
fact
they
that
were
it
going
worked
to.
out, we were so happy to see it.
I was surprised. What got it for me was the pictures.
our banter.
Our banter,
Our
too.
banter
No.
won them over. Like they
Oh,
loved
for sure.
us.
The banter was great. I mean, like, I thought for sure when you started handing out those pictures, they would say, you can't do that.
Oh, for me.
God
Yeah,
knows
no,
who
they,
they are.
they shouldn't have let me do any of this stuff I did in the belly room.
But they did, and I'm glad they did because it was
Yeah.
hilarious. It was really funny.
Yeah, because they could have been a stick in the mud about it and been like, no, that's
Yeah.
against the rules. But then, like,
Exactly.
they would
Or
have
stop
robbed the
doing
audience.
That. You're wasting
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
away from the
and that's
show.
why I was like,
How
shout
brutal.
out to Roast Battle
Yeah.
for allowing that, for allowing me to just be an
Shout out to
idiot.
Pat.
Shout out to Pat.
Yeah.
God, I love Pat
How
Barker.
brutal would that have been if they were like, this isn't how we do it. Get off. Go. Get out of here. You're like,
Because
oh
yeah,
my
we were
God.
wasting time.
Yeah.
Brian, too.
But it was fucking that everyone was so on board. And yes, y'all's banter, y'all playing the perfect opposite of one another. He was going crazy, and you were going, "What are you doing? What? Stop! Stop. This is not. This is dumb.
This is
not
against
allowed.
the rules.
Yeah, he's cheating.
3 jokes.
You're gonna let him do this?
He's been saying stop the steal for like 3 weeks.
It was
Stop the steal. Stop the steal.
It was brilliant. And then to see Pat Barker get almost like emotional for a second, telling this story.
Yeah.
He spent 2 minutes
Yeah.
talking about us, which he didn't need to do.
No.
He'd just been like,
Yeah.
"That's awful. That was terrible. I can't believe You came on and did that.
No, but it was like this weird, like a heartwarming, like
Yeah.
Story, by the way. Yeah.
I wanted to hate you guys, but I couldn't help but love you guys.
Yeah, that
was-
What happened there?
So it was after Palatable Comedy.
Oh my God, one of the greatest shows of all time.
Palatable. Chuck
Friedman's
runs a great show at
Palatable
Palatable.
Comedy.
All right.
Go check out Palatable Comedy. That is
Follow it.
truly. There's only been one, but that was truly one of like the most fun I've had just watching a show. You know, but yeah, crazy lineup. Pat was on the lineup, and
Doug Fager.
yeah, Brian Moses
Angie.
too, right? Wasn't Brian Moses on that? No,
He was on the next
he
one,
Was
yeah,
gonna,
yeah.
He was gonna
But,
be on the one that was yeah.
Yeah, we talked to him after, and I was outside. Chuck gave me all these like Dunkin' Donuts.
We had Chuck just bought a bunch of donuts that nobody ate, and he
So I
just,
was like going up to people. I was like, "You want a donut?" Like as a joke. So they were calling me Donut Boy. And then me and Mason were just like talking after the show. We went back to our cars for something. Yeah. Everybody else went to this bar. And on our way going to this bar, I see Pat Barker, and he's just like sitting alone in the bar. And I go, Mason, this is it. Mm-hmm. This is our shot.
Yeah.
This is how
this
we
is our end.
This
by
is
the
how
way,
we make it.
He says that to me at least once a week. At least once a week. There's Mason, this is it. This is our big shot. This is our big break right here.
This is what
Anybody
we
he
have to
sees.
do.
Wow.
Anyway,
But come to find out, not to jump ahead of the story, Pat Barker was there by himself, right?
right.
Sort of mourning. I won't
yeah.
spread his personal details, but he was upset. He was sort of somber, sitting alone with a drink, and you guys come up to him with a box of donuts.
And at the same time, we go,
Want a donut? I forget what it was.
and then we went,
and
we ran away.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I could see without that follow-up roast battle, I'd probably hate you guys too.
I remember like when we went, hey Pat, he kind of like looked at us like all like happy to see us.
Yeah.
At first, like he was like, oh hey guys, like you know, as if he was waiting for
Yeah.
somebody to like talk to you or whatever.
Well, I walked in the green room. Nick was like, "Hey, remember that time with the fucking donuts?" I was like, "Oh, I really hope Pat forgets that." And then Nick steps aside, and Pat is sitting down
so
in the green
funny.
room, and he goes, "I didn't forget it.
That's so funny.
I didn't forget it.
I was in that green room first.
You guys better do fucking good tonight."
He said the same thing to me. He came into the green room and he was like, "Hey, you're the kid with the donuts." And I was like, "Dude, that was Sean's
He's
idea."
so funny.
He's like, "I don't care. You were there. I don't care."
You were there.
Guilty by association, my
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah,
It fucking worked out.
it did.
because
Did.
he said he was upset at the moment, but later he was like, "Oh, that's the funniest thing I've ever fucking
Yeah.
seen ever."
No, he's a great guy. I love Pat.
It was us just trying to cheer him up.
Yeah.
Like, end of the day, we could
didn't
tell
know-
he was
yeah.
sitting alone.
Yeah.
You know, we were like, "Oh, maybe he wants a donut."
Yeah. We offered him free food, you know.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that rude, honestly.
No. Who turns down a donut?
Yeah.
Him?
Especially a free one.
Well, we did run away before he could say anything. But
That's true. That's
You also
true.
did laugh in his face, but maybe
Yeah.
I don't.
we were nervous, bro.
Yeah, it was scary.
That's hilarious. That was so fucking fun to watch, man. Just all of us in the green room. Just anytime we go to roast battle and we're sitting in the green room, I just can't help but think like, how the fuck did they let us in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 40 of us in
There was
there.
40 of us.
And
Yeah.
there's always like the one other comic just like super fucking nervous. To
Yeah.
go in the
Yeah,
other room.
it's just
There's
shaking.
like the
They're
flashback
glued
crew.
to the corner, rocking back and forth, looking
What
at the hell.
Yeah.
Looking at notes.
And then Nick is just like, "What's up with jizz?" And we're all just like on the other side.
Oh god, I love how loud it gets too.
Oh yeah.
Every time Guam comes in, he's like, "I shut the fuck up." And we're like, "God, all right, no, this
Sorry,
time
Guam, sorry,
we promise.
Guam."
We promise this time we'll be quiet."
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna do another roast battle, or is that just a one and done?
So we can't roast battle each other again. I think.
Yeah, no, but
Is that like part of the rules?
I think so.
I think so, unless they want us to.
Is there like a waiting period?
I've got a few people
I
lined
got a
up
few
right
people.
now.
I got a few
that
people
I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
You guys like the roast
I
path to
so
go?
Sean is very much a roast comedian.
That's all I want to do. Every set I do crowd work on everyone, and like I feel like a lot of people think crowd work is like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" For me, I don't think about and I don't look at the front row until I get on stage, and I try to think of a roast for each person in
Yeah.
the front row. And I try to do that every show, and it usually goes really well. Like anything you come up with on the spot, people seem to like. But like in terms of roasting, like I used to watch roast battle when I was a kid, like learning how to make fun of bullies to like stop people from making fun of me.
Yeah.
So like I've watched this show since I was like 13. And I used to watch The Herm. And I used to watch all these really good roasters.
that.
And now I'm like,
Wow.
I'm doing a show with The Herm at the Hollywood Improv where I'm going to roast them.
That's
and it's
really
like
cool. I
so
didn't know
cool.
that.
to me.
I love that you got into that
so cool.
like aggressively too. You're like, I must study. I must like
Yeah.
like I got to get this down. I can jujitsu these people by saying nice shirt, idiot.
yeah.
I didn't really know that. That's really cool. I'm the opposite. I am not a roast guy at all. I
Nice
hate
guy
it.
over here.
I hate it. I dealt with my bullies by going like with the jokes they were making.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And they're like, "Hey, you can't fucking say that. We're making fun of you." And I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I would say it before they could.
exactly.
But about me.
Exactly.
But when I think of like I went to Dante and Nick's riff mic once or twice, I think.
I love that mic.
And it's a great mic, and you guys thrived there. But I can't think of shit. My brain doesn't work that way.
Oh well, I love riffing. I love doing it. It's fun.
I love roasting. I like the second half.
Yeah, I hate the
Like
second
I have
half.
so much fun. I'm
Yeah,
like,
the
Nick,
riffing
give
is
me an
fun. The
extra
roasting
minute.
I can't.
Yeah, I
do.
don't like that. I don't like doing that either.
Yeah.
Usually I'll just try to like go off of what somebody else says, or, maybe sometimes we'll think of something.
Yeah.
Such a great mic.
but
It's
yeah,
such a great idea. I
I-
love riff mic.
I usually don't do roast shows. Like people have asked me, I usually turn them down. I agreed to this one, A, because it was with Shawn, B, because it was in the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
I'll do another one if it's like someone I'm like really close with, and if it's in the Comedy Store again.
Yeah.
But like I just don't really like doing roasts. I'm not a roast comedian. It took me so long, like just to even write one roast for Shawn. I had to like ask other people.
How?
For help. How?
We
I'm not
lived
good at
together.
it.
How did you not come up
I'm
with
not good with it. I'm not good at it. I'm really not good at it.
You
I
should
had
roast that Joker guy that's been running around town.
Yeah,
Yes.
fuck that guy.
Who is he?
Impersonating you,
Go
dude.
against Batcave, dude. He pisses me off.
Could you do a? Well, it's not you guys, but could Bat Guy and
Joker
Joker do a roast?
potentially
Because
get
it's
together.
not technically the same people.
Ask them.
That would be a good idea.
I'll ask them,
for
yeah.
Ask them.
Bat Guy versus Joker. That'd be.
Maybe if Bat Guy and Joker see this, it's something they should talk about later. That'd be cool,
I'll
maybe.
send it to him. I'll make sure to send
we'll
it
get
to
this tape over to Commish Gordon and
him. Yeah.
Yeah, Commissioner Gordon.
yeah, make sure it goes through the
Maybe-
proper
Yeah,
channels.
Commish.
Maybe that's something they could do. We'll see. It's not a bad idea.
That's a pretty great idea, actually. That would be amazing.
I'd love to see that. Yeah.
We'll ask them. We know them pretty well.
Well, I don't. I don't know why we're
I've
still
never-
on this
I've
topic.
actually
This is-
never been in the same room as that guy. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Why
No, totally.
I don't know why we keep bringing those
I just
guys
know they
up.
suck.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I keep doing that. Because
We
it's
got all
not.
these friends that we see all the time to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not you guys.
Nope, it's not.
That's
the bit. That's the bit we're doing.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Would you guys do more characters after doing us? Do you think that's something you delve into, or you like?
I don't know. It was a lot of fun. It was so fun,
Yeah.
actually, to like let loose a bit.
Yeah, that was.
And it was so
You know?
outside our wheelhouse too, because like the first question that we get asked like anywhere we go, they're like, do you guys ever go on stage together?
Yeah.
And we're like, no, it's a very separate affair. So that
Yeah.
was fun. That was really cool.
Yeah,
to
we
do.
had never
First
been
time
on
doing
stage
that.
together.
That was the
Wow.
first one.
First time.
That's great.
Debut.
That's crazy.
First time. Mm-hmm. And it was being you two.
Ooh.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, back during the like when we first moved here during the pandemic, when like open mics weren't even open, we filmed a bunch of skits.
Yeah.
And so we have like a cop, regular character guy, Officer Bruce.
We'd like to film some more sketches together,
some
but
sketches.
We got sketches galore.
sketches
we got
galore.
a fucking notebook full of sketches.
Yeah, we got a backlog.
Heck
We just
yeah.
we're just too busy now.
But
Oh,
Yeah, we got a
Too
bunch
busy,
Of, we
too
got a
busy.
bunch of sketches. Now.
but being you,
We tried to film this podcast for 3 weeks. These guys were too busy. the whole
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
The whole
Right?
time.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
were too
happened.
busy. Yeah.
That's what happened.
It's actually specifically Hayden's fault.
Yeah, Hayden was selling too much gold.
Yeah.
It sure
It
was.
was all it definitely wasn't a almost month-long ordeal. But we're glad you're here now.
I'm
Absolutely.
glad to be here too.
Sean, I know you got to go.
I got 5 minutes. I
Okay.
got 5 minutes. So
I don't
have
want
some
you to be
questions
late.
For you, how do you guys write your bits? That's what I'm interested in
Oh.
as a comedian, because you guys have some of the funniest bits on the market. I love both of your
Well, thank you,
stand-up
man.
routines and your writing. And
Appreciate you.
like,
This makes me very uncomfortable, but thank you.
no, serious. Hurt people. Like, so fucking funny. It's like shit like that. I'm trying to
Appreciate you.
get better at.
It helps
How-
to have helps to have him just to bounce stuff off of, because
Yeah.
like we live together, so it's constantly just like, okay, why is the toaster go up to 10 if
Yeah.
5's fine? It's like it's
Yeah.
a lot of that.
I'd say
Yeah.
that's the biggest like upgrade that we have. I think maybe to other people. I mean, you guys live together, which
I think we totally get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys might be the only people that get it.
Yeah.
That it's like where it's we're always together. So
And it's not just in the apartment. Like we have to take the same car to go get groceries,
Yeah.
or like we're in the same laundry room.
yeah.
We're
So I'm
going-
bitching about the laundry machine. Why
Yeah.
is it an app now? It used to be coins, and
Right.
and then we just get
Pay
both get
range.
angry. Yeah.
Pay range.
Pay
you guys
range.
got, yeah.
That's all it is. It's just
Yeah.
rage, and then those other little stuff like the hurt people came from I was at work and I was wiping down a table. I'm a busboy, and these two people were having a conversation, and they were just like, well, you know what they say, hurt people, and he said it weird, and I caught it as hurt people.
Yeah.
So, and I just wrote it down, and the bit was born in that 1 minute. You know what I mean? That one moment, it's like done.
And we both have like our individual kind of slants too. He's a lot more like whimsical and like flippant weird stuff. Mine goes more towards like stuff I'm upset about. And so
Yeah.
it just naturally sorts out like throughout the course of a week, and then we'll both have a new bit by the end of it.
Yeah, and we help each other on on the car ride home from a show or a mic or whatever. That's all we're talking about.
Unless it's a bomb, and then it's dead silent. No
dead
music.
silent.
Windows down.
yes, it's
Just the wind.
yeah. So what are you doing tomorrow? Don't talk to me. You know, but it helps so much to have that fucking person to bounce it off.
Yep.
You know?
That's a big part of it.
Shawn Zapp, thank you so much for coming on, bro.
Mr.
Thank
Zapp.
you so much for having me. I've
Thanks a
been wanting to do
million.
this for a year, so it's like so cool that
Hell
we're
yeah.
finally here.
Well, we'll do it again, and next
Yes.
time we'll have more time.
Yeah, maybe next
For
time we'll
sure.
plan better. Our bad.
Yeah.
Next
But-
time it'll only take half a month, and then it'll be all right.
All right. Take a time machine and go to Rock Bottom this Saturday, and then
Or
take a time machine and go
Last Saturday for
Yeah,
you.
I'm
last
sticking around
Saturday
there,
and go to
Yeah, if
the
you want, yeah.
Improv. I'm a technical producer at the Improv for the Jump Off show
Which is
on
crazy.
Monday.
It's crazy that you guys are doing
That they're allowing me to do this.
Yeah.
The 11 take a time machine for that. Go to Comic Wars on the 18th. Me and Bo Bigelow. I'm gonna kill Bo Bigelow
That's
at
gonna
the
be a good
Improv
one.
at Comic Wars.
It should be out by then, so
Hell
no
yeah.
time machine needed on that one.
And then
Save your time jumps. They're
Do I have
they're
any-
expensive.
do I have
Yes.
anything else? Jester's Court 12/16,
Hell yeah.
December 6th, not 16, December 6th.
Shawn
to
Zapp, thank you
Jester's
very
Court.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
And thank you.
Oh, a kiss? Oh, not on camera. Off camera, sorry.
Would have been good to end the podcast.
It's not a camera.
Thank you very much, Sean. Thank you so much, man. Good luck tonight.
I'm gonna need it.
All right, I'm gonna piss. Shout out to you guys for making this thing last so long.
119 episodes,
119,
man.
I can imagine having like a project that ran that long.
It's fun. We enjoy it. It's easy for us to do because we're together all the time.
Yeah.
It's in the apartment, But the guests get a little tricky, but it all works out. It's fun.
Yeah, moving on to the guest part of it. I didn't think we had a guest on till like we were 40 something episodes in or something.
Really?
Like that.
Yeah, it was a while.
And it
What
was
would
still
you guys talk about for the first 39 episodes?
Jesus, I don't know.
Just a lot of bullshit. Just like the same thing. Like we would write stuff down that we experienced through the week. Like we were talking about earlier. Like being mad at the grocery store. Why is this in this aisle? Shouldn't it be in a different aisle?
Yeah.
We write that down and we try our best to like reenact it, but sometimes that doesn't always work. Like reenacting the energy of a situation you had from
Right.
earlier.
Yeah, because it's like there's nothing like the first time you're mad at something or like upset about something.
Yeah.
Like you tell it
Right.
very genuinely, and so to sit down and be like, "Remember that thing we already went over?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of died down.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of feel about my Humpty Dumpty joke sometimes. Because like the first time I ever told that joke, I was just like with some friends, and they're like, "Mason, what are you pissed about?" I'm like, "I'm just thinking about fucking Humpty Dumpty." Like, then I told that at Riff Mike. Somebody brought up Humpty Dumpty at Riff Mike, and I brought it up again. I just feel like every time I tell it, it just gets a little less authentic.
You should.
Yes, dude. I have a bit like that I'm in love with that I like. I think I told it to like into death.
Yeah.
It's my bit about like stupid art, like bringing a child's artwork to like a Sotheby's auction
Yeah.
and selling it for $1 billion.
Which they've done, I'm pretty sure.
The first time I did that was at a Badger and Jam open mic back when it was like popping.
Yeah.
And literally like that was the highlight of it. And every single time I've told it after that, it's just gotten like worse and worse and worse.
And you're chasing that first.
I'm chasing
Yeah.
the dragon on it, and I just cannot get it, and it's so fucking aggravating.
Sometimes it helps to put bits on the shelf for a while.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Because we've all done this where
Yeah.
like you do a bit and it kills, you do it again, kills, and then it just starts to bomb.
Were you guys at my Ice House show
For the
for the Jester's Club?
yes, we were there.
You saw I retold my first joke from when I was 15 years old at that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
This was my it was 7 years ago to the day that I wrote that joke down, and that was I figured, oh, it's the oldest comedy club in the world, right? The Ice House is.
I think so.
It used to be Rodney's, or it used to be Dangerfield's, but now Dangerfield's is Rodney's in New York. So I think the Ice House now. But anyway, yeah, I retold that. It was a Dunkin' Donuts joke that I wrote when I was 16 years old. And yeah, I retold that one again. It felt really good to tell it again.
Yeah.
But I remember there was a time where I was like, I hate this joke so fucking much. I've been telling it for 2 years, and I just stopped telling it
Yeah.
for like 5 years. It was the first time telling it in 5 years, which was crazy.
I think that's healthy though, because you hear these stories of comics who do the same act for their whole career.
Couldn't imagine that.
Yeah, right?
Couldn't imagine that.
How do you do that?
Can't imagine that. I forget who, but like I saw this. Who was it? I saw this one like a famous comic, twice, and he just had the exact same set.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how could you? If it's like an hour special, like I get it, but like every single like joke for joke, you have no new material, right? How I just don't I don't get that. Some comics just do the same 5,
Yeah.
and that's their act.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them are just from a different time. They're from like the Johnny Carson days when you could get
Yeah.
away with that.
Yeah, those older people. But you do see some people, like you'll run into them at an open mic, and they'll do the exact same 5, and you're like, well, what's the point of the open mic?
Right.
The open mic is to try new shit.
Just get the reps in, like
Yeah, just to say it again.
My favorite's like having a bit that just went out of the act, and then you sit on it for like a year and a half, and then you're in a rut. You're not writing anything else, so you're like, let's go back and revisit it, and then you get a new angle on it, and it becomes like this big thing now.
Yeah.
Because it's this joke that used to bomb, and now you're like, oh, I finally, and it just sat there, just collecting dust for a fucking year.
Yeah. I used to do this at open mics. I used to go, like a handful of times. I'd be like, I don't want to bomb at this open mic, so I'll just go to this open mic and I'll play the hits, and do as best I can and then leave. But in doing that, you don't learn anything and you don't try any new shit.
Yeah.
So there's no point in going to a mic and doing a joke that
is proven.
is done and proven
Yeah.
and works. It's like you're trying to just kill at a fucking open mic. Just
Also, it might
do
even,
new shit.
It might even go against you. Like if you do a joke that kills, and it's just like a shitty mic or like a shitty crowd, you'll be like, "Does that kill?
Yeah.
Really?" And you'll start to churn it around in your own head.
Like I don't know, like when I was first, maybe when you're first starting out, like when I was first starting out in LA again, like a year or two ago, I really didn't have 5 minutes. Like all my jokes were from when I was, still in high school. Because I started in high school and I stopped when I was in college. So I was like, I don't want to tell all my old jokes from high school, right? So I would go up and I would do like 2 minutes, and then I would just be like, all right, that's my time, that's everything. Or I would go and I would just tell the same, 3 minutes from before, right?
Yeah.
But like as I kept doing it, I had more jokes. Now I can get to the point where it's like, all right, I have just like 5 vague concepts I can just kind of talk about.
Yeah.
See if there's anything there.
That's incredible that you did your first one in high school.
Yeah.
How old?
I think I was 16 years old. So this was for I was born in this town called Medfield. It's just outside of Boston, J-O-B. And so we call ourselves J-O-Bs. And
Oh, just outside of Boston?
just outside of Boston.
Do you save a lot of time abbreviating that?
Yep, J-O-B, just outside of
Nice.
Boston.
I'm a J-O-B.
Because
We're a J-O-N.
Just outside of Nashville.
J-O-N.
You're John's, man.
Because like you say that a lot. Oh yeah, it's Medfield. It's just outside of Boston. Like it's 45 minutes outside of Boston. So we had the show called Medfield After Dark, and it was a once-a-year comedy show, and they had a host for it, right? Every year they had a host. They would go up and they do a crowd. I remember being like, "Hey, I've always wanted to do stand-up. Could I do stand-up in between each set, each sketch?" And they said, "Yeah, sure. Can you write 20 minutes of stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, easily."
You agreed to it?
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, 20 minutes? I could do 20 minutes."
Easy.
And first time I did. I
You did?
I sat down. I wrote 20 minutes. And
Fucking how, dude?
I think I was just sitting. I wanted to do stand up my whole life. I just had 20 minutes just sitting there.
Just of ideas.
And it wasn't a good 20 minutes, but I was able to talk for a couple minutes while they were setting up these sketches from behind me, right? And they wrote about it I was on the front page of the town paper. If you Google Mason Hajj Hometown Weekly, you can still find the article. I was on the front page of the paper.
Did you keep a copy?
I did, but I lost it. Oh my god! If anyone from Medfield is watching this and they somehow have a copy of that paper,
Keep that. Send it to us.
I will pay. DM me. I'll pay you for it. I don't think anyone does have it, but
Please do that.
That's a credit, man.
But I'll pay for it. I'm sure the library has a copy. But there was that, and then it was so good. People were talking about it or whatever. There was 100 people in that crowd. It was a big crowd. They hired me. Didn't hire me. They asked me to do it again next year, and I just ate a bag because I was like, I could write another 20 minutes, and that's when I was humbled and I realized, oh, you can't just write 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I still don't have 20 minutes. So I just ate a fucking bag that second go around, and I remember just feeling like shit. I went to school for comedy and marketing, and I went up at a couple open mics, and I just bombed at open mics all throughout Boston. I had a bombing streak.
Bombing streak.
And and Emerson was just such a weird place to do stand-up. It was such a weird place to do comedy in general, but especially stand-up.
Yeah.
Which is a different type of stand-up there.
Is it? I've heard different things between stand-up and Emerson stand-up. Because we didn't go to college to learn. We just hit an open mic.
Most people don't.
That's right.
Most people don't. You really shouldn't. If you're trying to be a stand-up comedian, I will say, if you're trying to be a stand-up comedian, that is not the way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think the people that were doing it were mostly just trying to be comedic actors or comedic, writers, right? The major itself is kind of pitched to you as you'll understand the fundamentals of comedy.
Yeah.
But stand-up wasn't the main thing.
There was a stand-up class. I took it. It was all right.
What do they teach you in stand-up class?
Just here's how you would write. It was mostly a workshop class.
Interesting.
But the stand up there, it's I always say you can always tell the type of comic that goes up on stage and it's they've rehearsed this 5 minutes. They've got every word memorized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just comes out as so disingenuous. You know what I mean? And it sucks because that's so much work.
Yeah.
What they're doing to go in there and memorize every word of your set and get it all down to a T. but it just feels so like fake when you do it that way.
That was a big problem for me for a long time.
Yeah,
Was I'd
yeah.
go up and I used to write out the whole set like this is the words I am
Right.
going to say.
Yeah.
Right.
And I still have sets like that
Right.
where because it can fade in and out where I could do a joke and it's I'm telling it and I'm like I'm just reading the script.
Yeah.
I know it, but other times you can do it, but you're more in the moment and it feels better.
Right.
But it's like an active thing you got to think about. Like you got to change it little bits in real time while you're doing
I
it.
think once you hit that like stream of consciousness, that should be like the end goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, it's like and that is something you grow out of. But that's what I felt like a lot of the stand-up was. At least that's how I felt like that's what kind of like was encouraged, I guess. I mean, there was a lot of people there who were very good stand-ups. Also, most people there didn't like want to do stand-up. Like I remember there was like a group chat when I was a freshman, and it was like everybody who got into that program, and I was like, "Hey, I got into this school because I submitted a stand-up clip. Do you guys do stand-up? Like, why don't you guys send me your clips? I'd love to see your stuff." They were all like, no, we're not going to do that. No. I don't do stand-up. That's not my thing. I was the only one who submitted a stand-up tape.
Wow.
Everyone else did like sketch or
Good on you.
improv or submitted a script they wrote. No one else really went into that program wanting to do stand-up. And I really didn't like want to just do stand-up either. But like, I don't know, it was just weird to see how no one like even tried,
Yeah.
you know?
And your first set, you did 20?
I did. It was like increments of 5 throughout the night,
Okay. And
or 2 or 3 here or there, you know.
good, like would you say it worked good or like it was did you bomb? Was it like a good for the first time?
I did as well as a 14-year-old, 15-year-old in his hometown
There you
in
go.
front of a audience of people who knew him
There you
could
go.
have.
That's how you have to
Yeah.
play it. Yeah, that's how you have to think about it.
I mean, it was I was definitely like a feat I was proud of, you know, and I'm glad I did it because that sparked like my love of comedy and everything. But I'm sure if I told those jokes, and I'm also that clip is still on YouTube of me
Oh my god.
doing it, and you can tell I'm just shaking and I'm nervous the whole time, and
Yeah.
like that's something you know everyone has to outgrow when they do stand up or
Yep.
when they're on the stage acting, whatever it is you do.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, like, you know, I did as well as I could have.
Yeah.
They were about me in the paper. It was cool.
That's
you know.
awesome. That's all really interesting, but I can't let you leave without hearing your
My Eric Andre.
Eric Andre story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't let you leave without hearing that.
Spill the beans, dog.
So
Because I mean, this is treacherous waters here.
you guys are big Eric Andre haters. I love Eric Andre personally. So this was my freshman year of college. We went to see Eric Andre live, and this was like birthday. Like I found out about this show. I've been big. I've always been a big
Yeah.
Eric Andre fan. My first comedian I've ever seen live was Hannibal Buress.
Solid.
How old?
I was in middle school. I was like 7th, 8th grade.
Wow.
Me and my dad went to see Hannibal.
He did an hour.
Yeah, in an hour. He was
That's
great,
incredible.
and he was fucking hilarious. So we were in like the front row for this, you know, Eric Andre concert, and Eric's doing his thing. He's doing his stand up. He's being crazy, and then at one point he goes, "Somebody give me their phone. Somebody give me their phone. I'm gonna text their mom, right?" And I just throw my phone on the stage, and he puts it up on the screen, and he like starts texting my mom and going through my text, and there's videos of it on my Instagram page of him texting my mom, and he eventually FaceTimes her. But there was this one point in the night that day I was like really like down in the dumps over some like girl shit or whatever,
Classic.
and I was texting my mom about it. So like literally like I had a bunch of texts with my mom about it, and anyway, your father and I are leaving. Enjoy the show. Thanks, Mom. Love you too. Like that was the last thing you could see on the screen. And I realized, oh fuck, if he like scrolls up a little bit,
It's gonna be some drama.
this guy like this whole crowd is gonna see all these like really embarrassing, really personal
Oh
texts
no!
between me and my mom.
Oh
And
no!
but he likes texting her. He's like doing this thing where he's like pressing the predictive text.
Yeah.
And that's all going through. And at one point, she's like, "Is this about what we talked?" Or she says something like, "Is this like, are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just talking about." Then he starts scrolling up, and I just yell from the crowd. And this is in the video. You can hear it. I go, "No, stop, 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 no!" And like he turns. He turns and like he breaks character for a second, and he like gives me like a, and he stops.
Wow.
He stops scrolling.
What a G.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
And no, that was a lot of fun. Then eventually, there was a ranch drinking contest.
Oh my god.
A
And,
what?
his thing is ranch. So
Oh yeah, ranch.
it's like whoever could drink a bottle of ranch the fastest. And I jumped on stage for that too, and I won that contest.
Good.
And it was great because he's like, now you get a special prize. You get to beatbox or you get to rap for 3 minutes in front of all these people. And I'm like, fuck. And I start like, I don't even rap. I'm just like, yeah, look at me. I don't realize Eric Andre is like whipping his dick out behind me.
No.
And he's like, they love you, Mason. And I'm like,
That's hilarious.
I turn around and he's just like fucking naked. He's like doing this.
Yes.
He's got his dick tucked.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. No, that was a fun time. That was a lot of fun.
No, look,
The
Eric
Buffalo Bill on you, dude.
Eric Andre is cool. We like Eric Andre.
Yeah.
You just stole your podcast name.
Just for the meme, we play it up that fuck him.
Yeah.
Because-
Look, there's no real beef. We'd
No.
love to have you on, Mr. Andre.
Yeah,
But
we-
also, fuck you, dude.
What the fuck are you
What
doing?
the hell?
Bro? We had 60 episodes of bombing podcasts, and you just decided
you know what he did?
what?
He saw your podcast. He's like, oh, that's great. I'm going to take that.
It's a brilliant idea.
I'm going to take that.
I'll take that for me. Thank you very much. Yes, we've sent many
In the emails. Oh, isn't there
public
an email?
threats.
Isn't there an email we got to read? Can we do that?
Absolutely.
there
Bombingpodcast@gmail.com, folks, if you want to email us.
Email us your questions,
Bombing-
concerns. It's completely anonymous. We don't name names.
And we check them at the end of every episode. So let me grab the laptop. The email starts, it says, "Hey guys, I'm a little big fan from KSA."
Is that Kazakhstan?
Kazakh? What's KSA?
What's KSA? Where is KSA?
Kansas City,
Alaska?
Airport.
Kansas City.
Kansas
Yeah.
City with an S.
Kansas. I don't know what KSA is. I'm sorry. Thank you though for emailing. Ryan, tell us about your job in airport. My name is. I'm not going to name the name. Tell my name in the next episode, please. Okay, that goes against what I just said. Sent from my iPhone. Okay.
Do you work in an airport?
Yeah, I used to work at.
Does that explain all the plane shirts?
Yeah, the Nashville airport. That was like my first like a big like adult, like I'm an adult now. I have a job, and I would fuel the airplanes. I would fuel Southwest and Delta and American, and Frontier, United, Alaska.
You drive those tankers around too, like 10,000 gallon tanker trucks.
I would drive this 10,000 gallon tanker truck, like giant, bigger than a 18-wheeler. This thing was giant, and I would.
That's crazy.
I'd pull up underneath the wing, and I'd get on the roof of the tanker, and I'd take a lift up to the thing, and I hook a hose up, and I'd do a lot of math, and I'd fuel them up, and then that graduated to I would do that during the day, and at night I would do cargo. I would fuel FedEx and UPS, and that was fun. And then I got a job at the other side of the airport doing private jets and military. I'd fuel like F-18s, F-16s, C-17s, C-130s, fucking helicopters, fucking Lear jets, all private jets, and I'd tow them too. Like I was the guy who like hooked up to the front, and I'd tow them into a hangar, you know. And
You do like Taylor Swift's jet. You met the Preds and
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter once.
I met Jimmy Carter. Yeah, I
He's
met
still alive.
He's still alive. He could be president. Who knows?
If he hangs on for 4 years,
He hangs on 100
we may have a
more.
shot.
He's not dead yet.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I've always wondered this about airport workers. When you like clock in for the day, do you have to go through TSA?
No.
No.
So I would It was off the air. It was on the airport lot, but it was like
Not in the airport.
it was not in the
You never
airport.
went in the
So it was on the other side. So I would
still
have
had
to
access
scan
to
a
the
badge.
planes.
I'd have to scan my badge, my ID, and type my personal code in.
What was that personal code? Just
Well, I
Just
won't
so
share the personal code, but yeah, I had to, and there was like police around and whatever, but surprisingly lax.
So like, if let's just say you were a terrorist,
Yes,
and you wanted to sneak a bomb on one of these planes.
so easy.
Damn.
I could do that. Could have done that. So easy.
Damn.
So easy. But I'd have gotten caught and shit. But yeah, the Nashville Predators, the hockey team, they would charter a 737 out of the place I worked, and I'd load their bags up underneath and fuel the plane and bring the food on and shit. And it was fun. It was the best time in my life, I think. Because I felt like such a loser at the time, but this job made me feel like not a loser. I was like, I'm making good money, and I'm doing shit. And then I found stand-up, and we started doing stand-up, and then we decided to move to L.A., and then my first job in L.A. was at the Van Nuys Airport.
Really?
Doing the same thing, private jets, and towing them and stuff like that.
what was the story about the money counter?
I loaded up the Migos. The Migos chartered a jet once, and they pulled up in black SUVs, and I'd load their bags up and stuff. And I think it was Quavo. He handed me a money counter, like from a bank. Yeah. He said, he goes, "This the money counter," and I said, "Yeah, totally." And I like loaded it up onto the plane.
It's the money count.
This the money counter.
I
And I was just like, of course you guys have a fucking money counter. But yeah, those times at the airport, those were my favorite times.
That's the only email we got.
Yeah, that was it.
All right.
Fellas, let's call it. Let's get out of here.
Yeah,
Get outta here.
this has been
This is a
great.
great time. This is a
Thank
great
you so
time.
much for coming
Thank you
on.
so
Mason.
much for having me.
Thank you,
Let's
sir.
run this again sometime.
Yes,
We'd love to do it
absolutely.
again.
Let's run this again sometime. We've got a lot more to talk about.
Please email the podcast, bombingpodcast@gmail.com.
That's 119, folks.
And subscribe, like, comment, share.
All that. And also I have a show November I don't have my glasses. November 21st at the Fourth Wall Cafe. I'm a headliner. I'm doing 10 minutes.
It's the Thursday before Thanksgiving.
That's right.
I don't know what shows I have coming out, but follow me on Instagram at Mason Hajj. All my shows will be on my story, so watch my story. Follow Drunk New Jokes. That's where you can find me.
Hell yeah.
And
Drunk New Jokes
Drunk New
rocks.
Jokes, Public Humiliation. Those are the two shows I produce. And I got some other cool stuff in the works that keep an eye out for.
Thank you so much, Mason. All right, guys. See you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.